Hello, Grandma Lois. I cannot believe that I am making a video this late in the day, but I am because we've been out all morning and now he's taking a nap and I'm in the living room and very frustrated. I get frustrated. This is my new top I found at the flea market and I really like it. It's like a wrap and it's real pretty. So I'm happy with it. But for today, my Bible verse is this, Matthew 19:26. Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. I mean, with God, all things are possible. You never know all the things. I mean, God made this world, and I turned my hearing aids off. So I'm out in the living room at James's house, and I've just had a busy day because we went out yard sailing in the rain. But I had my blue hat and my raincoat, and there was other people out there too. We was not by ourselves. So we went to this one place, which was not in a subdivision. It was like in a house, and they had two garages. And so we pulled up into their driveway, and I was looking in that garage, and I couldn't see anything. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, I'm sitting in the front seat of the car as he parks, and he said, honey, look behind you. Look behind you at the garage. I said, I am not a school teacher. I do not have eyes in the back of my head. You know, you have always heard that school teachers have eyes in the back of their head and they know everything when you're chewing gum or something. We was not allowed to chew gum in school. I don't know if they can now or not, but a lot of kids love to chew gum. And you know, we had bubble gum. Do you remember bubble gum? I don't know if you can still get it or not, but some of them could blow bubbles as big as a baseball. I mean, you'd see them with great old big bubble coming right out of their mouth from the bubble gum. So I don't have eyes. And so I got out of the van, picking up where I was at. I got out of the van and looked, and there was a big old garage. I mean, great big, full of stuff. So we went in, and there was a man and a woman there, and I said, well, my goodness, you sure have a lot of stuff. He said, well, I've been here 61 years, and I've been collecting. Well, he didn't have prices on anything, and so I just kept looking around, and it was truly nothing that I could use, except some perfume maybe, but it was sealed. So I asked the lady, it was a husband and wife, and so I'll get comfortable here. I'm treating my feet at the same time I'm doing this. So I said, how much is the three of them? She said, $7. I said, I'll just pass that up. Because what if I have opened it up and it's something I hate? I said, I don't believe I'll take the gamble. So then she started telling me about their life and that they have some houses for sale. So James was interested in that, and they told us all about it, but they're kind of out of town, so he wasn't too interested after he found that out, and that they don't have central air. And it would be, well, the new one he bought at Sellersburg, it don't have central air either, but in a house like that, you put window units. And I used to have window units. I remember, let me tell you this, Buddy was in country music, and we would go to Nashville on weekends, and we would go down there and he would cut a demo or a record. You cut them and you send them out to radio stations to become famous. We spent a lot of money on that. But it would be in the summertime when we went, and it was so hot, and we had a brand new car that we drove, a 74, what was it? Well, anyway, it was a really nice car, and it was blue. Took it right off the showroom floor. I can't remember what it was. I have those glitches sometimes. But it was a beautiful big old car. And so it was they said for $125 more you can have air conditioning. And we told them, no, we won't spend all that money on that. But we would run to Nashville and that car would run. And so we would spend a night in a motel. Now this was my first experience, and you realize that was back in, the early 70s. When, remember when they were letting their hair grow long, all the men were letting their hair grow long? It was during that time. And so we would spend the night in a motel, and they had window units, not central air or anything like that, because in a motel, they have little cabins. So we would be in that cabin, and I'd turn that air on, and it was wonderful, wonderful. And I got hooked. I told him, Buddy, I said, Buddy, as soon as we get the money, I'm getting an air conditioner from our window where I live in our little old 2-bedroom house on Silver Street in New Albany, Indiana. And I did that. And then because back then, the only air you had was you bought a big fan, and you would put it like in the kitchen window, and then you would open your bedroom windows, and then that big fan would draw the air through the house, and sometimes it would cool it down a little, not much. I kept wet wash rag beside my bed because I've always suffered with the heat. And both husbands that I love so much. Now, I never had that problem with number 2, but with number 1 and number 3, they say, you're freezing me to death. I've got to stay cool, and they've got to stay warm, and it's just comfortable in here, James will say. This is just really comfortable, and I'm sweating. So at night, I put a window unit in here where I'm at Slate Run. That's his Indians and stuff up there. He's a collector. He is a collector. But I put a window unit in there. Though we have central air, we don't run the central at night. And I knew he didn't. He's tight. So he may have money, but he guards it. But he's generous with me, thank God. I don't have to beg him for it. If I need grocery money, I do good. He helps, he takes care of stuff, and I appreciate that. Well, anyway, I have a window unit in there, and it's a good one. And you can turn it on and off with a remote. And so, after he goes to sleep, guess what I do? I'm laying there sweating with hardly any cover on. And he's got 3 covers on him. And I turn on the air conditioning. And he don't wake up. He's got 3 covers anyway. He's going to stay warm. So I like to sleep cool. So I keep that air conditioner set so it automatically stays at 68 degrees, which is perfect. Isn't that perfect for anybody? Don't you think so? I know so. Well, let me tell you what's lately been happening. Well, you all know that I met Granny Pat on her birthday. Billie Jean fixed it so we could talk privately and FaceTime each other. And we got to talk to each other. And it was nice. And so then it was proposed maybe sometime we would do a 3-way, me and Granny Pat and Billie Jean. But I'm going to tell you, I thought it over. And I'm going to tell Billie Jean. And I tell you what, we had fun. And we got to wish Granny Pat her 89th birthday. We got to do that. And she had a wonderful birthday party. So anyhow, one of my people got mixed up who was having a birthday, and it was Granny Pat, and she turned 89, and I'm 91, but I'm older than her. So, but she's a sweet girl, and I just love her. So anyhow, I got a little note from her this morning that, she gets confused if there's 3 people talking. And that's true, because even as we was meeting personally, she and I had a little bit of difficulty because she's outgoing and I'm outgoing. And I don't think Billie Jean got a chance to say much anything. So she said, it confuses me. So I thought about it and I prayed about it. And so I texted in comments to Granny Pat today that I'm going to have Billie Jean, darling man, I am not going to be doing 3 because it is the truth. 2 is company, 3 is a crowd. And if you don't have a script or something to know what you're talking about and you got two women, it ain't going to work. So Grandma Pat, my dear girl, you ain't my grandma, but you're a sweet woman and I call you Pat. Pat, I think you're right. I think it's too confusing and I can't really get into it. So Billie Jean, it's either one or the other, but I don't even know if I want to do any of that. My friend Andy told me just to keep on doing what I'm doing, and maybe that's what me and Granny should keep on doing, because she has great success, and mine is not bad. I'm not complaining. It's wonderful. So that's just the way it has to be, because we're not shy, I guarantee you. Neither one of us. But we want to talk at the same time. That don't work. Here it is, 10 minutes. I just love this new thing I bought. I like tiger stripes or animal, whatever this is called. I always did like that. I've got several spotted stuff. Quite a few blouses that kind of looks like something like that. So I thought I'd just tell y'all that. This is Saturday afternoon, and it's still raining. And you know, I never miss the Derby. We watch it on TV, but they told them yesterday on, and that's all you see on this one TV station. I used to listen to it on the radio with my daddy because that's all we had on the farm was radio. And I've always listened to the Derby. I don't keep up with the horses. They're beautiful, but one had to be put down right on the track. It broke its leg, and they threw a cover over it, and James saw him do it. I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. So anyway, they do die sometimes. Last year they had about 13 horses that had to be put down, and that just makes you so sad. I just love. We had 2 horses on the farm, but they were plow horses, and they worked the farm. And sometimes me and Norman and Phyllis ride them to church, you know, when they was having a Sunday school something. We didn't do that much because Phyllis, she fell off one time because we put her in the back, not in the middle. We got her back on, and old Bertha was her name, and she was such a patient old mare, and we just throw a blanket over her, and you could ride her. She was big enough that 3 of us kids could ride her. Here I go, chatting on and on. Let's see, what else was I going to tell y'all? I don't know. But we had fun today. Oh, we went to the flea market. And I tell you what, we saw some beautiful stuff. I did do a little video. I don't remember if I run it or not. And we went to the Salvation Army. And James got him some lights for the house. He finds a lot of things he can use on his houses, you know, that would, and they're like new. And you can put them up and nobody knows the difference. Well, they work. They are like new. Saves a lot of money. And I like this wig. And I'm not going to talk forever because sometimes I run out of things to talk about. And I wonder, what else can I tell y'all? I don't know. I tell you what, I do enjoy your comments. Somebody said yesterday or the day before, you make your videos short, middle, or long. I am going to watch them. That's what she said. And thank you so much. Because I don't understand it. But I know that God is good. And I appreciate the Lord and His goodness to me that I can come and talk to y'all and put on my new outfit and show it to everybody. You know, when you get something new, you like to show it to somebody. And I stream church. I stream derbies. I know what I was going to tell you. I remember now. You know that couple we met that had all that stuff, and he said he had, I don't know if I told you or not, but he said he'd been there 61 years, this husband and wife, and they were Pentecostal. Good people. Anybody that knows Jesus personally is good people. We've got, who can be against you if you got Jesus for you? So, she said, her niece and this other lady sing at these hymn sings all the time. And I said, oh, I know all about hymn sings. I said, that's how Buddy got started. He was a country singer, And when he got saved, he didn't have hardly any place to sing, because when he was a country singer, him and a group sing at square dances and at dances, and everybody got drunk and never paid the band any mind whatsoever. But hymn sings is like this. If you think you can sing or not, you are welcome to come to a hymn sing and sing a hymn or sing a song. Now, she had some video of her niece and her friends singing, and they did really good. I said, well, let me ask you something, honey. She said they have it. She told me where they have it. They have it once a month. And Buddy and I used to go once a month. That's how he got started. God used it to promote him on up into better things. So we go to these hymn sings, and I have told a little about it a long time ago. They come in, and maybe there's maybe it's 3 people that are going to sing. One will sing lead, and one will sing baritone, and the other tenor. And maybe one will play the piano, or they'll play a guitar. Just whatever you want to do. Or you can just sing a cappella if you want to. And so they come in, and here's Aunt whoever, Aunt Mary and Uncle John, and they get together, and she says to him, have you got the words? Oh, he said, got the words. Did we leave them in the car? And this is the way they go on. Oh, I left them in the car. Well, you run on out there and get them. But while you're gone, I'll just sing a little song right now while you're gone. And they do stuff like that. And then later on you might say, okay, so-and-so is going to sing. No, I don't want to sing this week. Oh, come on, sing. You know we like to hear you. Come on, sing. No, I ain't going to sing. Okay, here's my words. I believe I'll sing. And they sing and they can't sing. They was right when they said they couldn't sing. And I told this girl, I said, honey, I've been to hymn sings. Everybody and his brother, whether they can sing or not, comes. But I do say, and I do know, it's a good thing to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. The Bible says so. But I didn't want to listen at them. Ain't that awful? But when Buddy would sing, everybody came to hear Buddy sing. So Buddy was very encouraged. And so we would stay and listen and be respectful of people. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes it was really hard when they sang so bad. Because if you like pretty good music, it's hard. And it's hard to just sit there and to listen to some of it. Especially if they sing 4 verses. And that's a fact. But I did it. And I didn't complain to Buddy that much. Because you know what? Every time I've been married, which is now 3 times, I believe in supporting your husband. And I supported Buddy at those hymn sings, even though they were trying at times. Most of the time they were pretty good, but sometimes they were real trying. But I supported him because he loved it. He wanted people to share his singing and his voice and to use it for the glory of God, no matter how small the crowd was. So they have that hymn sing out at their church once a month, I think. But we do go to Indian Creek Baptist Church. They get groups in there and just take a love offering. Good groups. I mean, they can sing. Indian Creek Baptist Church, and we just went to one not too long ago, and it was a trio called I forget what they were called, but they were good, and they're all over YouTube. Their name is gone. There is so many singing groups out there, and so when the Indian Creek Baptist Church has somebody in, we go to that one because that's a good one. And we watch YouTube. We watch a lot of gospel groups on YouTube. YouTube is wonderful. It's got such great music. And you know what we've been watching now? We got PBS. No, it's Prime. We got Prime. And Prime has been telling the story of the chiefs, the Indian chiefs in the pioneer days. The true, like Sitting Bull, and it's like a series of 6. And we've been watching that, and it is amazing. They did such beautiful, and the guy that they're featuring, or part of them that they're featuring, are the descendants of Sitting Bull and some of those famous chiefs that are gone a long time ago, like their great-grandfather, but still the bloodline is there in the chiefs. And it's in full color, and they film a lot of those scenes out there where the reservations were, because see, they still live out there. And this one, the great-great-grandson or whatever of Sitting Bull, and he had 2 children, a boy and a girl, and he was showing them where great-grandpa lived and all that. And James and I really enjoyed it. And there's another video coming on tonight about the next one, Chiefs, and I don't know which one it'll be this time, but it's on Prime. Prime has some good stuff on it, and if you take Prime, you get it free, but you do get ads. Ads are everywhere. You just suffer through them. That's what you do. But you just wait. It'll be over. Learn patience as best you can. And I gotta admit, I'm an impatient person. I've been wanting to change the sheet on the bed, the king size sheet, for a week or more. So I asked James today, I said, honey, do you think you have the energy? That's when we came home from all that rainy yard sailing we did. Excuse me, my nose itches. I said, could we do that now? See, it takes 2 people to do a king size bed. It's so big. So he said, after my nap, I'll be waiting there with the sheet when he gets up. He should be rested up, right? Right. So we can make that bed. I said, honey, it helps with dust mites and everything. Keep your bedclothes clean. You know, change your pillowcases and your sheet fairly often. And I can't hardly get him to do it sometimes. He's just not a bit interested. I don't know him. He does everything else. I don't understand. And I can't do it by myself. Well, I'm going to shut up. I don't want to be a complainer. I want to look on the bright side of life, and God is good all the time. And Jesus loves you. We're all special. You know, I heard somebody saying, everybody that God made is special. And we all have gifts of one kind or another if we learn to develop them. And I think mine is a helper. I'm a helper, and I help whatever I can do, I help. And I'm not as strong as I used to be, and I can't help as much as I have to have help. And James found me that one-armed girl, Jennifer. Jennifer is a darling girl. She's 55 or something. And she lost an arm in a car wreck a few years ago. But you know what she said? When she woke up and she was hurt really bad. You know, my arm is missing, but I'm not going to let this be the end of my life. I am going to make the best of this. And she can sweep a floor. She can do more with one arm than I can do with 2 arms. Well, I'm 91, and it's amazing. And she just helps me, and I appreciate Jennifer. I got to get her back over here again. It's about time. And James, she don't drive now, but she can. But they moved up from Kentucky a few years ago, and she's not got her driver's license for Indiana. So we just bring her over. It's not that far. And she'll clean this house up, whippity-snatch, fast. Now, my cats are having fun over there. They're wrestling. I still got those kitty cats. I haven't been featuring them much. Let me see if I can get that. I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to try. Hang on. No, they run off. That's the way it goes. You can't hardly catch them anymore. They do something and then they're gone. Oops, I got this in my lap now. And I dropped my phone. So I'm going to hush. God bless y'all. Have a good night. It's afternoon. It's 1:26. When I said that, I'm thinking about my nap. I'm getting ready to take it. I'm next. So I'll talk to you later or tomorrow. So God bless you, and walk that walk where Jesus would be pleased with you. Bye-bye.